We live in an era where money is everything. We are always busy. Constant negativity and manipulation is our daily routine. Here comes the role of philosophies. Every philosophy has, and always had, the same purpose: to cope up with life. That's why we bring different philosophies, different weapons for your arsenal. So now, just start the video, and you will automatically like in between. Chapter 1. Stress is a killer. Life can get really hectic sometimes, right? We're all busy bees buzzing around trying to keep up with everything. But guess what? All that rushing and pushing can lead to stress, exhaustion, and even burnout. The ancient Taoist sages had some pretty cool ideas about stress. They believed that when we try to force things to happen, we're actually going against the natural flow of life. It's like trying to swim against a strong current. You just end up tired and frustrated. Think about it. Have you ever tried to make something happen, only to find it doesn't work out the way you planned? That's because forcing things just messes with the natural order of things. The Taoists were all about going with the flow, like floating down a calm river. They said that if we stop trying to control everything and just let things happen, naturally, life becomes a whole lot easier. It's like taking a deep breath and saying, "Okay, universe, I trust you." So, instead of stressing about every little thing, why not take a step back and let nature take its course? Who knows, you might just find that things work out better when you stop trying to force them. Chapter 2. Happiness is a boomer. Have you ever noticed how we're always chasing after happiness? It's like we're on a never-ending quest, searching high and low for that elusive feeling. But here's the thing: the more we chase after happiness, the more stressed out we become. The ancient Taoist sages had a different take on happiness. They believed that when we're constantly striving for something external, like wealth, fame, or success, we end up feeling pretty miserable. It's like trying to catch a butterfly with a net. The harder you try, the more it flutters away. One of these sages, Zhengzhou, saw how people were running around like headless chickens, always in a rush to find happiness. But instead of finding joy, they ended up feeling tired and worn out. You see, happiness isn't something you can chase after like a shiny new toy. It's more like a butterfly that comes to you when you least expect it. When we stop obsessing over happiness and just let it come to us, that's when we truly start to enjoy life. So, instead of chasing after happiness, like a dog chasing its tail, why not take a step back and let it come to you? Who knows, you might just find that happiness was right there beside you all along, waiting to be noticed. Chapter 3. Emptiness is a power. Have you ever thought about how much we crave praise and approval from others? It's like we're always seeking validation, hoping that someone will pat us on the back and say, "Good job." But here's the thing: all that seeking can leave us feeling pretty stressed out. The ancient Taoist sage, Litsu, had a different perspective on praise and validation. He believed that when we become attached to seeking approval, we end up creating unnecessary worries for ourselves. It's like trying to hold onto a handful of sand. The more you try to grasp it, the more it slips through your fingers. Litsu taught us the power of emptiness, of letting go of our attachments to praise and validation. When we stop seeking approval from others, we free ourselves from a lot of unnecessary stress and worry. You see, many of the things we chase after in life are pretty empty. They might seem important at the time, but in the grand scheme of things, they don't really matter all that much. It's like chasing after a rainbow. You can never quite reach the end. So, instead of getting caught up in the endless pursuit of praise and validation, why not embrace the power of emptiness? Who knows? You might just find that letting go of those attachments brings you a sense of peace and contentment you never knew existed. Just a quick reminder, if you're enjoying this video, please consider like and subscribe, and thanks a lot if you did already. Moving on. Chapter 4. Balance is the key. Ever feel like you're constantly stretching yourself thin, trying to do too much all at once? It's like juggling a dozen balls in the air. Eventually, something's bound to drop. Well, according to the ancient Taoist sage Lao Tzu, there's a better way. Lao Tzu believed in finding balance within ourselves. Instead of constantly striving to control everything around us, he said we should focus on cultivating peace and contentment within our own minds. You see, when we're always reaching for things outside of ourselves, like approval from others or success in our careers, we end up feeling pretty unsteady. It's like trying to stand on tiptoes all the time. Eventually, you're gonna lose your balance. But when we turn our attention inward and focus on adjusting our own minds, we find a sense of stability that can't be shaken. It's like planting your feet firmly on the ground and saying, "I've got this." So, instead of constantly striving to control the world around you, why not focus on finding balance within yourself? Who knows, you might just find that the more you focus on your own inner peace, the less you feel the need to control everything else. Chapter 5. Fate is a gift. Do you ever find yourself worrying about what the future holds? It's like staring into a dark tunnel, unsure of what lies ahead. Well, according to the ancient Taoist sage Zhuangzi, worrying about fate is like trying to hold onto a cloud. It's impossible. Zhuangzi observed how people get all worked up about things they can't control, like whether they'll succeed or fail, whether they'll be happy or sad. But here's the thing, worrying about fate only drains us of our energy and leaves us feeling anxious, instead of fretting about what might or might not happen. Zhuangzi suggests we embrace the uncertainty of life. It's like floating down a river, not knowing where it will take us, but trusting that we'll end up exactly where we're meant to be. You see, worrying about fate is like trying to swim against a strong current. It's exhausting and ultimately futile. Instead, why not focus on making the most of the present moment? Who knows? You might just find that when you stop worrying about the future, you're able to enjoy the journey a whole lot more. Taoism teaches us the power of letting go. It's not about ignoring problems, but rather about releasing the emotional grip they have on us. Here are some ways we can practice letting go. Focus on the present moment. We often ruminate about the past or worry about the future. But the only thing we truly have control over is the present moment. By focusing on the now, we can let go of anxieties about what was or what might be. Embrace what is. Life is full of ups and downs. Some things will go according to plan, others won't. By accepting what is, rather than resisting reality, we can find peace and serenity. Detach from desires. We often get stressed, chasing after things we think will make us happy. But true happiness comes from within, not from external possessions or achievements. Letting go of desires allows us to appreciate the simple joys in life. Imagine a river effortlessly carving its path. That's the essence of Wu Wei Wei, acting without forcing. By trusting your intuition and letting go of unnecessary control, you can achieve more with less effort. But how do we detach from the anxieties that weigh us down? Taoism emphasizes the power of letting go. By focusing on the present and accepting what is, we can find inner peace. This peace comes from cultivating emptiness, a state free from mental clutter. Meditation, spending time in nature, and simplifying your life are all ways to quiet the internal chatter and find stillness. Finally, Taoism encourages us to accept the flow of fate. Life is unpredictable, so focus on what you can control: your thoughts, actions, and reactions. Trust the universe and embrace the journey, for unexpected turns can lead to beautiful surprises. By letting go and living in harmony with the natural order, you can find lasting peace and reduce the stress that burdens our modern world. Let me share a genuine website with you that really pays without investment. You can watch ad or complete survey or play games to earn token. 1,000 token means $1. Click on the link given on description box and register to get me some free tokens, also a head start for you. You can withdraw payment by Bitcoin or various other method. Click and register now. This is the end of this video. We believe you enjoyed it. Now pause and comment down your thoughts, as we really want to hear from you. It gives us motivation. After done commenting, watch my next video appearing right of your screen that we think best for you. Peace.